Bingo. There we go. Great to see you, funnel hackers, here today for another awesome Tuesday. Gang, no long intro. I'm not going to draw this one out today. We're going to get right into something really serious. And I think something a lot of us know about, but we're not using every single day. So Aaron and I had a really cool conversation yesterday with a handful of brand new funnel hackers. And we started talking frameworks and showing brand new people to this world, brand new people to digital marketing, to online business, totally green, totally new, started showing them frameworks and the power that they have in their business. And it was an amazing conversation, but the whole time was really showcasing how much people don't know about frameworks and what exactly frameworks are going to do for them and their business. So bringing up, as always, my great friend Aaron to help me walk through all things frameworks. I'm excited for this one, Aaron.
Yes, absolutely. I'm super stoked about this one. Like you were just talking about, we had this amazing conversation on the onboarding call with so many people joining ClickFunnels and, of course, looking for specific things to do. But one conversation that really kind of went on was the drop shipping opportunities, right? The connection with ZenDrop and ClickFunnels and how you can bring products straight in and start selling almost immediately, right? You hit the ground running and you are selling with drop shipping. So what I want to talk about today is actually frameworks, because what we weren't able to do in that conversation is we ran out a little bit of time and we were starting to talk about kind of making your store look pretty, right? Making it look functional and just kind of structuring it out so it's branded to you, but also familiarizing ourselves with the editor, learning the ins and outs of that. And so what I really want to do is show people not just how to create a store from scratch, but I want to show how you can import a store using frameworks. That way, most of the work is already done for you. You're just simply replacing assets versus creating from scratch. So I think this is an amazing opportunity, again, to just look at frameworks, bring it into your workspace, and show you how it's going to complete a lot of that work on the storefront side, making it functional, making it look good. And then once we walk through that and I show you how to import that, and you start to really advance your skills in ClickFunnels, then you can learn how to export a framework and take advantage of it and create it into an offer for yourself. So let me go ahead and jump into the platform here. I'm going to share my screen.
Take it away, Aaron. You run.
Here we go. And so the first thing I really want to share is frameworkslibrary.com. So this is a ClickFunnels website, and we have over a dozen frameworks in here. You can see that there are several different stores right at the top. But as I scroll, I can see an opt-in funnel here. I can see a few different things, right? OFA expert, that's awesome as well. Maybe I'm running a webinar. So what this is doing is, again, rather than going into ClickFunnels and saying, okay, I want to create a webinar funnel, let me pull one of the presets and then start to work on it from there. This is a completely built out functional webinar funnel that I could bring in and hit the ground running, right? There's a few more here we can see. But what I really want to take a look at is back here at the top, I can see all these tags at the bottom, right? So this e-com store would come with a cart. It's going to come with the store itself. It's going to come connected with ZenDrop and physical products. So I can import this and, again, hit the ground running with drop shipping. So let's go ahead and actually walk through that process. I'm going to tap on it. Okay, it looks good. This is the one I want. And I'll just click claim the framework. Now it's going to open up and it's going to ask me, which workspace do you want to bring this into? And I created, let's see. I'll tell you what, let's do Ecom Store Pets Workspace. And so now what is happening is the framework is actually installing into our account. So it's adding all of those products that's within this framework. It's adding all of the pages within this framework. So you can kind of see it's going to initialize and take a little bit of time here, typically 2 to 3 minutes at most. And you know what? I didn't really account for this actual loading part. So Dante, anything on top of mind here about frameworks while we're kind of just waiting for this to actually install so we can show the next steps here?
I think the biggest thing to point out about frameworks is really what you touched on earlier, but I'll dive a little bit more into it. I think it's a great example of e-commerce, but this applies to experts like coaches and consultants. This also applies to like our services world where you're maybe you fix AC machines or you run any sort of service, right? Use a framework to start quickly. E-commerce, for example. So if you're going to run an e-commerce business and you want to have an e-com storefront, please don't build the storefront from scratch. That takes time, that takes effort, that takes iteration. We've already done that heavy lifting for you. Just use the framework, build the thing. Then once you have success, like in e-com, in any industry really, but in e-com, once you have success building an e-com business, guess what you turn yourself into? An expert who teaches others how to build their e-com business. So use a framework to build your thing quickly. Then when you have your thing, turn it into a framework so others can build their thing quickly. Frameworks, they're unbelievably powerful, really are.
They truly are. And as you were kind of explaining that, and as I want to continue in that conversation here in a minute, as you were explaining that, we have our framework completely installed into our account. So I can see it. It's all here. The theme is right there, and I can actually apply it immediately if I want to. But all of these products and all the pages, everything is installed. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And now what I'm going to do is I put this into an existing workspace. So I'm going to come down to themes here. I did not click install there, but this is the one that we just installed. So let me go ahead and just promote this to live, and I'm going to save it. And now the framework store is the one that we're going to see. So let's go ahead. I'm going to jump to my store app. And up here in the top right, we'll click design store. As this loads, now you can see we have that entire framework e-com shop imported, and I have it ready to go. So now, again, like I was saying earlier, I can go in and I can just simply replace things like that logo there, right? I can replace headlines, subheadlines, but everything's functional. You know, the buttons, they go to a specific collection, right? Which is already set up, so on and so forth. So this is an amazing way to just get a head start when you're looking to start your own shop, or even like Dante mentioned, just hit the ground running with drop shipping. Now I'm going to exit the store here. And now what I'm going to do is go over to funnels here. Because what I want to do is I just want to pull up one of these funnels. And let's say this is looking good, right? I have my funnel. This is amazing. And someone is also using ClickFunnels. They say, man, that funnel looks really good. I want to utilize that funnel myself. Can you share that in any way? And the best way to do this is with frameworks. So like Dante was just mentioning, get familiarized with yourself, right? Find out what is the best thing that you can do and then turn it into a framework. Now that becomes your actual offer. So I'm going to jump back here and let's get the frameworks app installed. So I'll head to the add apps here. And let's take a look. Here it is. And I'll go ahead and add that in. And now I can create a framework. So let's say, right, someone just went through that funnel. They said, that's amazing. I want that same experience. So let's just call this opt-in funnel sharing. I'll tap create framework. And now you can see inside of the framework, there are so many opportunities to get really creative with this, completely customize this, right? If I want to give someone a theme, I can do so. If I want to add a course, I can do so, right? As we just mentioned, funnels, I'll click add funnel. And now I can simply select the funnel that showed up there. And even products can be included, right? So if I have a product that's being drop shipped and they want to utilize the same thing, I can tap that. It includes the products. And now I'll add the funnel in. As I scroll through here, right, you can see there are a lot of different things we can share with the frameworks. So workflows, maybe you have a simple automation, but you want to attach it. Maybe it's attached to a funnel and you want to share it kind of coinciding. You can do that as well. Specific pages, maybe like a contact us page that looks really good that you just want to share with some people. The entire store, like we just brought in there, as well as products, and then email templates and opportunity pipelines. So, a ton of things that you can share within a framework. The most important thing is that it just makes sense. Someone, when they collect the link, they understand what they're importing, right? Now, I have the funnel already set here. What I'm going to do is I'll tap publish. And once it saves here, we'll be able to copy this link. There we go. All right, perfect. Now it's published. All I have to do is take this link, and that is essentially the same thing as when we were in the frameworks library and clicked on import that framework. This will do the exact same thing. So now what you can do is you can take this link and you can share it with whoever wants that framework. Additionally, you can put it behind a digital access thing. So you can create a product, put this behind the digital access, and sell it as a product or as your first offer. So, with all that being said, that is essentially what I wanted to share with frameworks, right? First thing is importing a framework, showing you how to hit the ground running. And then once you're familiar in ClickFunnels, you're playing around with the editor, you've created maybe a beautiful page and you want to share that with someone. Now you can turn that into an offer. So, with that being said, Dante, is there anything else that you want to discuss about frameworks kind of immediately or here in the forefront?
Aaron, I don't think so. You nailed that.
I think that was pretty good, just pretty solid all around. I love frameworks so much because honestly, when I started at ClickFunnels, that was relatively the same time frameworks were just introduced.
Yep.
And so I started my own e-com shop. And so my head's spinning with the editor a little bit. You're just trying to get your bearings straight. And then all of a sudden, Andrew's like, hey, there's this new thing called frameworks. And it's like, I don't even have to create my shop. I can just import someone else's shop. And now I just drop my logo on it. And now I'm 80% of the way done. So frameworks honestly is so incredible. And it's really flexible and versatile as well. Like I was just mentioning, there's so many things that you can create into a framework and it can be as robust or as simple as you want it. So yeah, I geek out about
100%.
frameworks a lot.
Me too, man. Cause like I'm on the adverse side of that where I do a lot more on the expert side of things. So like for years, I've had a course funnel. I had a membership site funnel. I had a webinar funnel, and I had just a typical sales funnel, right? So when I would want to give that to somebody, or when they bought that, I had to send an email, and it was click this link for your funnel. Click this link for your workflows, and then make sure that you connect the workflows to the there were things my customers had to do. There were more steps my customers had to do, which means more opportunity for things to go wrong. That means more support requests for me just to get people fulfilled and set up on the thing that was promised. Frameworks eliminate that. And I don't think we talk about that enough. We're marketers over here. In Funneltopia, we are marketers. And that means we are striving at every single moment to remove friction from any process. We're trying to make this as easy and seamless with the least amount of clicks possible so the most people get results and don't have anything get in their way. Frameworks is an amazing way to accomplish that.
What you just said really triggered my brain to thinking the abandoned cart, right? Because how many people go through so many steps in the journey to make a purchase? Abandoned cart is a huge issue. Same thing with what you were experiencing with all of those different funnels and sharing it, and then them having to go through several steps. And next thing you know, that becomes too complicated for someone and they're dropping off. So this just simplifies it, it streamlines it, and it makes everything easier. So awesome. Thanks so much for joining me today. I want to say also to the viewers, if you guys want to, anything you want to learn, let us know. We want to cater these Training Tuesdays to what you guys want to learn. So, of course, let us know in the comments, or if you're watching this as a replay, do the same, and we're happy to do that.
Absolutely. You did it perfect, Aaron. With that, we'll
Awesome.
sign off. Great day, funnel hackers. We'll see you next week.
Awesome. Take care.